was originally going to make this a role play, but I feel like it's much more effective if we just kind of chill and have like real talk and just, you kind of have like a buddy while you're just kind of like, I think having a buddy through your anxiety can help it be a lot less stressful. And I know I haven't been to school in like a million years, but I did just recently start taking a class and I still got a little bit of those anxies. Not near as much, so don't worry. And it reminded me of how scary it can be in those nerves before class or before school. And that it might be nice to just have a buddy, someone that you can just vibe with and listen to while you have that anticipation. One thing that makes me feel a lot less nervous when it comes to school or taking a new class is the supplies. So, I brought a little notebook that I've yet to open, and we can open it together because nothing feels better than a new, fresh notebook. I'm just kidding, a lot of things feel better than that, but you know what I mean. Like, this is a top tier feeling, like having a fresh notebook, and you get so many when you first start school. So I try to indulge in the things that bring me joy and bring me pleasure instead of the things that make me nervous. Just kind of give yourself a little moment to indulge in the things that you love, even something as little as a new notebook or some new school supplies. Okay, let's open this bitch. I'm just gonna stab it with my acrylic and hope that works. It's not. Oh, we got it. We got it a little bit. I think sensory experiences in general can be really helpful. Hold on, I'm gonna stop talking so that you can hear the plastic. I popped a fucking acrylic off. Okay. Ooh, that was loud, I'm sorry. We're kind of getting stuck here. But that's okay. Nice. Anyway, I was in the middle of opening this when I thought about something. It reminded me of something. Like, that, I had a really hard time opening that in like ASMR fashion where like I'm not loud as fuck. And at first I was like, damn dude, like what the fuck? And you start judging yourself for things like that. And then I'm just like, no, I'm allowed to take my time and I'm allowed to be human and be who I am and whatever. And it makes me think of like how people are always like, oh, just be yourself. I think like a huge aspect of the nerves that come with a new class or the new year in school is the social aspect of it. Like that's a very big nerve-wracking thing for a lot of people. And people just give like really shit advice sometimes and they're like, oh, just be yourself. And it's like, Yeah, but what the fuck does that mean, first of all? Second of all, like, I've been myself and I'm shy or I'm awkward or insert whatever negative thing that you have in your head about yourself or that people have been mean about and told you or whatever. So it doesn't really feel comforting. It just kind of feels like, I don't know, like you're just floating in water, like you're Nemo, you know? So, anyway, I thought about how maybe it's not like we be ourselves like that. I think it's more like really digging in there and finding out what it means to be yourself and actually allow yourself to be yourself. And it doesn't mean that if you're shy, you suddenly finally allow yourself to be as social as you are when you're around your close friends or anything like that. I think it's more like you allow yourself to be who you are in that moment. And if who you are in that moment is someone who is nervous, who might not raise their hand and volunteer, or who might not say the joke that you were thinking in your head, and even if you're like, darn, that was a good one and I missed my opportunity, also following that up with, that's okay, that's where I am right now, and I'm allowed to be myself. That is your actual self, you know, not be yourself as in force yourself to be sociable and be cool and like all that shit, you know, like, so if I'm gonna open this notebook, maybe I can't be like, you know, like, I can't be like that kind of ASMR artist. It's just not what happens to me. And I am loud and whatever, and sometimes like the plastic gets stuck and whatever, and I think that also happens to like delicate ASMR artists too. And that's like totally okay and normal, and I think that there's a misconception that things have to be perfect and that you can't fumble even a little bit or else it's like super embarrassing, but it's just not. It's just not. It's okay. It's okay. Most of the time the people who are thinking the worst things about us is ourselves. And people aren't really thinking about you as often as you think they are. And that's a good thing. Because, you know, they're busy being anxious about themselves. We're all just kind of scared little babies. Maybe not everyone, but, you know, if you're watching this and you're nervous about school, there's a good chance that it could be because of something in that realm. I don't want to make assumptions, though. Alright, anyway, let's open this bitch. Hell yeah, nice new blank sheet of paper. Oh my god, like today in class, I was standing in the front of the class. Like, I was up there in front of the whole class, and I went to adjust my jeans, and my acrylic popped off. That could have been like really bad and really embarrassing if I was judging myself, but instead I was just like hee 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 ha ha ha, you know. And if anyone like says anything, which they weren't going to, like, it wasn't a big deal, but like, I think a lot of times we're just trying to beat other people to the punch. But I think if we think about it, like when a baby falls and they didn't really get hurt, and depending on how you respond is kind of how they respond. Like if you make it like an oh no, oh my god, then the baby's gonna probably cry. But if you're like, oh oopsie, come on, let's go, then the baby's probably gonna be fine. I think a lot of times these fumbles are really just us being the baby falling and trying to beat people to the oh no. But there doesn't have to be one. You have the power, darling. This looks so jacked up with my acrylics. This is the one that fell in class, and then this is the one that fell just now. And it smells so good. Anyway, sometimes when we try to beat people to the punch, or I guess, sorry, sometimes when we try to not beat people to the punch, a lot of times there is no punch. But sometimes there can be some motherfuckers who take that opportunity to try and bring you down. How embarrassing for them. I know it's hard to think like that sometimes though, but truly, like, how embarrassing. Like, if that's how you take out your insecurities, how embarrassing. Look at yourself, you know? And if I'm saying this and you're one of those people, I don't even like I don't know. If I'm saying this and you're one of those people, I'm not like, fuck you, you know? Like, it's more like, I'm really sorry that that's the way that you feel like you can express your insecurities, and I hope that you find healing and shit, you know what I mean? Like, I mean it. I sound like, I keep going back and forth between like sounding like, and then sounding like whatever, but like, I mean somewhere in the middle. Like, I really do hope you find healing and you find a better way to let out your insecurities. And I guess not let out your insecurities, but accept, embrace, change the things you don't like. Okay, so I've got a nice fresh notebook. Oh, I also got these brush pens, dual tip brush pens. I'm trying so hard not to make a dirty joke. That's good as fuck. Grabby hands. Do the grabby hands. Why does it look like one of them is missing? Ooh, do you like the way it sounds when my voice is kind of filtered? Because that's pretty cool, and then it just like isn't filtered anymore, and now it is. And that's really freaking cool, and now it isn't, and that's really freaking cool, and now it is. Oh shit, that is so awesome. I hope it's actually translating well into the video, and I'm not just doing this all for myself and no one else can hear how cool it is, because it's really cool. I'm not gonna take those out because I feel like it would just make a mess, and there's not really. You know what? Oh no, better idea. Did I not bring it? So I'm not gonna take the markers out, but I do have this incredible pen. This is like, it writes so well. So I think I just wanted to write a little bit of positive affirmations for you. And just remind you that you can do this. You can do this. You've got 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 this. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay, even if it doesn't feel like it. It really is gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. And even if it's not okay for whatever odd reason, because chances are it's probably gonna be okay, but let's say the off chance, this is a really long note now, let's say on the off chance it's not okay and something bad happens, can be weird because, like, technically speaking, I'm just kind of talking into a camera, but I'm also aware that my message is going to get to you. How cool is that? And I really truly believe in you. Like, I really believe in you watching or listening to this. I believe that you can do it. I believe that you can tackle the scary thing. I believe that, how do I say this? Because any way that I'm thinking about it sounds so corny, but like, I want to say something like, it's gonna sound so fucking corny, yo. It sounded like I said Corneo. Anyway, but it's like, oh man, they're talking outside. I hope you can't hear it. Anyway, like, I hope and believe in you that you can lead with love. I guess that sounds so corny, but like, love towards others and love towards yourself, and practice compassion. And that can be really hard, especially if you're like still in like school, like high school and shit, because people are cruel sometimes. Or like, it can just be like, it's not the environment for compassion a lot of the times, and a lot of the times the teachers can be ass. But we can do our very best to practice compassion. We can do our very best to not automatically judge, because the thing is, a lot of the times the bad things that we're saying about people or the judgments that we have are really us projecting our own insecurities. And so maybe you do find yourself judging something automatically. Like, it's gonna happen, it's okay. But it's also a really cool opportunity to practice compassion towards whatever you're judging, and to practice compassion towards yourself, because it's like, alright, cool, yeah, I had a shitty thought about that person, or I don't know, you know. And then 3, reflect on, okay, why do I think that? Or like, what is it about me? And then when you reflect on that, then also not shaming yourself if you find out that it's a thing you don't really like. Is that making any sense? Sometimes I feel like I forgot the beginning of my sentence at the end of my sentence, but I think you get it. I think you get it. I'm just gonna say, I think you get it. And I'm just gonna write that on your face. I'm just gonna write, I think you get it. Practice compassion as best as possible, but also practice allowing yourself to fuck up. Practice compassion towards yourself and allow yourself to be yourself in a way that means that you can just be where you are in that moment, wherever you are emotionally. You can just be yourself. You don't have to force yourself to be who you are when you feel like you're in a safe environment. Do you know what I mean? Okay, I'm gonna stop doing the notes real quick because I really want to explain that. If you don't already get it, because I feel like I've talked about this throughout the whole video, but like, I think a lot of times this whole be yourself message is very much like, be who you would be if you are in a welcoming, safe, friendly environment with people you know won't judge you. That is not what the fuck school is for. You are not in a, very likely, I mean, if you are, fucking that's amazing, but you are not very likely going to be in a safe, compassionate environment where you know no one's gonna judge you. That's really hard. Even if it's not a bad environment, it's very unlikely that it's going to be that. I think maybe when you're like at lunch with your friends and shit like that, and like, then it's kind of that environment. But I'm sure that you find it a lot easier to be yourself in those situations, and you weren't thinking to yourself, oh, I gotta be myself, or I gotta do this, or whatever. No. You don't have to be who you would be around your friends in private when you're in the middle of fucking class. You can be who you would be in the middle of fucking class. And just be quiet if that's who you are, or be outgoing or outspoken. Raise your hand, answer every fucking question until the teacher tells you that you gotta stop raising your hand because none of the kids are getting a chance. Like, whatever kid in the class you are, just be that. Well, then also I feel like I shouldn't just tell you what to do, and you shouldn't, I don't know. I don't like telling people, like, just do this. It's that simple. Life is hard, okay? And it's not that simple, and I feel you. And like, part of the reason that I wanted to make this video is because I want to just like be realistic about this shit, because I think it helps with nerves. to be realistic, because realistically speaking, it's probably going to be just fine. And when we are realistic, that can kind of land a little bit better, but also because, god damn it, what was I trying to say? I wanted to make this video because fuck. I forgot. Ow, I'm like hitting myself right now. Like, this is a very small space, especially when I film with the mic, because it takes up like half the thing. But I really wanted to film it with the. I got tongue-tied, but I really wanted to film with the mic. Oh yeah, I guess I wanted to film this video so that there was a space, just a little space on the internet where you can just go to and be realistic about this shit and be in the company of someone who understands that it's not that simple. And while it is very likely it's going to be okay, the truth of it is right now you're scared. And that is okay. That makes sense. And so is probably everyone else around you. And it's okay. I'm over here like tracing this thing. It's actually really satisfying. Like, I was just kind of doing like, oh shit, this is a lot harder to do on the camera. But I was just kind of tracing this. This is the bottom of a strawberry AirPods case, by the way. But yeah, I was just kind of tracing the outline. This is so much more difficult to do on the camera. Yo, that's really hard to do. But maybe let's think of the stuff that you're excited for. What are some of the things that you're excited for? What if it all works out? What if it all works out? What if it all works out? What are some of the things that you're hoping for? Oh, I messed up on the tracing. Just like poking on the little seeds. What if it all works out? 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 It's fun to think about the good what ifs, especially when our bully brain is trying to bully us and think of other things, like when our brains tell us things like, what if they make fun of me? Or what if I fail? What if I don't like get good grades? Or what if I don't get into the school that I want to? Or whatever the fuck. Whenever our brains do that, it's nice to think, well, what if it does work out? What if they don't make fun of me? What if instead they think I'm really awesome? Or what if I do ace that test? Or what if, you know? I don't know. If that resonates with you, take it. If that doesn't resonate with you, throw it the fuck out. Like, you don't have to take all of the things that I'm saying to heart if they don't resonate with you. You can just go down a different path. Maybe I'm drawing out this path for you if you're watching this instead of listening to this. Because in my head, there are people who are listening to this, like maybe on the way to school, like on the bus and stuff, so you're probably not looking at the screen. So anyway, so I'm trying to like say whatever visual thing is going on. So I'm just gonna draw this little path for you on the screen with my pen. And what if I'm drawing this little path and there's like a little fork in the road and I'm like, let's go this way. But you're like, that doesn't really work for me. I want to go this way. And you go towards the other side. Like, hell yeah, do what works for you. You know yourself better than I do. So go and find your own path, and then maybe that path leads back to a different part of my path, and now we're like, hey buddy, we're here. And then we just go on our little path, and then you're like, this path doesn't work for me right now. I'm gonna go over here. And then you just go your own way again. You know? Take what works and ditch what doesn't. Take what works and ditch what think that's everything. I hope this was helpful. If it wasn't, I'm so sorry. But I hope that it was, even just a little bit, just a little bit, even just a little bit, even just a little bit, Let me just take off some of these nerves. Just take away some of the nerves. Anything that's left over. I'm just throwing it all out, just throwing it out, throwing it out. Ooh, and just sort of fidget. If it helps to remember that sensory things help, find a sensory thing. Like, I don't know, like, what do your nails feel like if you're wearing long nails or something like that? Or, ooh, this necklace makes cool sounds, or it feels really good if we have to be quiet. Maybe just see how cool the material feels, or nice to just sort of brush your fingers through your hair, or maybe just sort of leaning on your hand and just patting on your face like pitter patters. Little things, little things like that, little sensory things that might be able to ground you. Just ground you. You've got this. I truly believe in you. I think you're gonna do great. I think it's gonna be okay. I love you so very much. I love you so very much. I had something I wanted to say. I don't know. I don't remember, and that's okay too, I guess. I'm gonna remember once I stop recording, probably. But I hope that this was helpful. I hope that at the very least it gave you a little buddy to hang out with. And you can sort of just take this video and this message and this feeling of it's gonna be okay, take it with you and just put it in your pocket. Here, I'll give you something to put in your pocket. It's this little squishy ball full of other squishies. Anyway, I'm gonna give this to you. It's just so fun to make sounds with. Hold on a second. I'm gonna instill it with some good luck and some love and some companionship and some compassion, and then I'm gonna give it to you. Here you go. You can just put that in your pocket, and IRL, if you have like a little charm or something that you want to take and put in your pocket to remind you that you're safe and you're gonna be okay, highly suggest